The SOE's mission, handed down by Winston Churchill himself, was brutally simple: set Europe ablaze. Both the SOE and the OSS trained agents, men and women, and sent them deep behind enemy lines. Their job wasn't to fight the German army head-on, it was to be organizers, trainers, and saboteurs. They connected with local resistance groups, from the French Maquis to the Yugoslav partisans, basically creating secret armies all over the continent. A classic example of their work was Operation Jedburgh. Small, three-man teams, usually a British or American officer, a French officer, and a radio operator, were parachuted into occupied France just before the D-Day invasion. They coordinated resistance attacks, blowing up railway lines, ambushing German reinforcements, and cutting communications. The idea was to paralyze the enemy, to stop them from being able to react properly to the Allied landings. General Eisenhower himself later said that these resistance forces, organized by the OSS and SOE, played a massive part in the final victory. They proved that a few well-placed saboteurs could do what entire bombing campaigns sometimes couldn't. Nowhere were the limits of conventional power more starkly exposed than in the jungles of Vietnam. The United States went into that war with all the technology and money in the world. But the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese army simply refused to play by American rules. They were masters of their environment. They used a massive network of underground tunnels to hide entire bases, hospitals, and workshops right under the Americans' feet. They used hit-and-run ambushes and complex booby traps, often made from unexploded American bombs. Their soldiers didn't wear uniforms, letting them blend in with local farmers, which made it impossible to tell friend from foe. But their strategy wasn't just about ambushes, it was deeply psychological. The Viet Cong worked to win the hearts and minds of the peasants, portraying themselves as liberators fighting a foreign invader. At the same time, they waged a brutal campaign of terror and assassination against civilian administrators, teachers, and anyone who sided with the South Vietnamese government, proving that controlling the population was as much about fear as it was about support. This relentless physical and psychological pressure was designed to break morale on two fronts, on the battlefield and back on the American home front. The goal was to make the war so long, so bloody, and so pointless that America's political will would just crumble. And in the end, it worked.